most underrated Pokemon in every game. This makes me happy to see for it. It makes me so unbelievably happy. I think this is a good video because it really shines some light on the more weak Pokemon. I assume this is gonna be mostly Pokemon that are generally considered to be a little bit useless in most games, but Smith is gonna say, listen, you can do some cracking stuff with these guys. Like Sandslash, he learns Dig, genuinely quite helpful. Got a good attack stat. Learns Earthquake, probably. It's got to learn Earthquake, surely.
Wait, what do these three Pokemon have in common?
They're all tiny. They're not brown. They all have 2 eyes. Wait, I got this. They have 2 eyes, 2 legs, 2 arms, and 2, ears. Sorted.
Well, they're actually all incredibly strong for playthroughs, and there's a very good chance you've never used any of them.
What? I have used for it. The first time I used for it was in Pokemon Sacred Gold, which is a ROM hack for Pokemon Heart Gold that generally like buffs up a lot of Pokemon. I caught a Sentret in my Nuzlocke. I named it Box because I was going to put it in the box and not use it. And now I love Box. I love Box maybe more than life itself. I really do love for it now. I think for it is fantastic. There's even been an emote available to members on my YouTube channel for literally as long as I've had memberships. This has been here for like what? It's got to be like 8 years now, right? This guy, love this guy. So he's brilliant. Maybe it's 70. Maybe it's 10 years. Holy. Oh, I'm so sorry. For these freeze frames, I'm going to pause that. Are going to be the what? I'm so sorry.
Today, we're looking at the most underrated Pokemon for a playthrough in every mainline game. And at the end, we'll determine what is the most underrated Pokemon of all time. Now, starting with Generation 1's Red and Blue, we need to talk about Sandslash. In Pokemon Blue, Sandshrew can be caught.
I will be honest, I don't think I've ever used Sandslash before, but Yellow is... I will say, I do like Sandshrew a lot. That one episode of the anime where the Sandshrew is like doing bicep curls and then lays Pikachu out, that made me respect Sandshrew so much.
12 on Route 4 just after Mount Moon. And most players understandably see little reason to pick up a ground type with a water gym looming up ahead. But
I mean, you've got Lieutenant Surge right after. I mean, you could say...
You love what more than life, brother? That's a clip.
I love Box more than... Oh, wait, I see what you're saying. I love Box more... Okay. That's not what I meant. YouTube doesn't even have clips anymore. They took away clips from YouTube. Isn't that ridiculous? I can't believe they did that. Okay, when I said I love Box more than life, I meant Box the Furret, the one that I named that. I didn't mean... Okay.
Sandslash takes advantage of some really funky Gen 1 mechanics that makes it way better than it is in any other generation. Unlike the name might suggest, it's actually Sandshrew.
Oh my god, this is embarrassing. This is, you know what? I'm surprised they didn't name it Sand Scratch and then Sand Slash. That would have been a cute name.
That picks up the
Sand Scratch would have been a really cute name.
Slash at just level 17. Now, in Gen 1, critical hit rates were calculated off of speed, and high crit moves saw that chance basically multiplied by 8. So a mere Sandshrew has a 60% chance of Slash critting, and once it evolves at just
and that's not even fast.
Level 22, Sandslash is all but guaranteed a crit on every single slash it lands. That is...
Yeah, Sandslash is not even fast.
140 base power, basically like a single turn Hyper Beam before the second gym. And that's actually not even the craziest part, because once you get the SS and ticket, you can go down and fight the rocket above Cerulean City to get Dig. And in Gen 1, Dig has the same power as Earthquake. It's just...
That's stupid. I can't believe they did that. That's actually so stupid. Dig is ridiculously overpowered.
100 base power move also available before the second gym. So you've got one badge and you've just got this little fella throwing out like end game level damage. And a lot of people just don't understand that Sandslash was originally a really strong Pokemon. Now, we are missing one crucial detail, and that is, how do you even rank what is underrated? And
I feel like an underrated Pokemon is something that's just not used very often in playthroughs.
We actually found a study that asked thousands of Pokemon players to list every Pokemon that they had used across a playthrough of every game.
Wow, that is, and they had 7,000 votes. That's a pretty good sample size, to be fair.
And so this gives us a decent framework of how underused a Pokemon actually is, which we can then compare to its usefulness. And
I would love to just look at those stats. I bet they're like super interesting.
Sandslash actually placed 26th most used. So
out of 76 though, that is, okay, yeah, 26 is like pretty low. That's not that low though. Out of 76, I'm assuming that's like out of 76 fully evolved Pokemon that you would like viably put on your team.
While this build is definitely slept on, I certainly wouldn't call it underused. And that actually brings us to our next Pokemon, Jigglypuff, which is surprisingly worth talking about. Jigglypuff is caught right after the first gym, and you can evolve it pretty much 4
God, his eyes are terrifying.
minutes after that in Mount.
Jesus Christ, look at this sprite.
Moon. Wigglytuff has really high HP, and it also picks up Mega Punch in Mount Moon. So for this
And it's stab. That's pretty good.
point in the game, it's actually quite strong. And then it also comes with Sing. Gen 1 sleep lasts up to 7 turns, and it takes a turn to actually wake up. So it's like one of the most broken moves of all
Yeah, it's stupid that the wake it up turn, you can't do anything on. That is diabolical.
time. And so as the 14th least used Pokemon,
Whoa, no one is using Wigglytuff. Okay, you know what? I see it. I see that definitely definitely classed super underrated.
I would say it is underrated, but this is mostly due to there just being better Moonstone evolutions, and so it's aptly ranked. But what is absolutely insane to me is ranking amongst the likes of Farfetch'd and Ditto.
Jinx?
At the bottom 11th spot, we have a Pokemon that can sweep every fight once you catch it. So you get the Super Rod after the 3rd gym, and with it, you can catch a level 23 Poliwhirl on Route 10. This can then be traded in Cerulean City for a Jinx.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know where you catch Jinx. Can you catch Jinx normally in Red and Blue? Or is it? I was assuming that it would be like Seaform Islands. Why does it look like Jinx has 2 pupils in its right eye? That is really weird. It's making me very uncomfortable. Maybe people just don't know how to get it. That's why people don't use it, because by the time you get to like that point in the game, you kind of sorted out your team. But yeah, Jinx is like ridiculously good. Psychic type is insanely broken. Ice type is really good offensively too.
From which you can instantly teach it its 2 best moves, Ice Beam and Psychic. And Ice Psychic is the best dual typing in Kanto because Psychic just clears everything and Ice gives you...
Bro, I hate the way the sprite looks. Christ almighty. It kind of looks a little bit like a banana.
extra like crazy offense. But if that wasn't all enough, Jinx comes with Lovely Kiss, which has a 75% chance of putting the target to sleep for, again, 1 to 7 turns. And sure, there are some other decent Kanto Pokemon. Pinsir has like 120.
Yeah, that's the thing, is the trades in Cerulean. So like you go to Cerulean and the guy's like, do you have a Poliwhirl? And you're like, no, I don't have a Poliwhirl. I'm not gonna have a Poliwhirl for ages. By the time you get the Super Rod and the Poliwhirl, you've already forgotten about it. Like, you don't remember that trade all the way back when. That's something that you need to like plan out ahead of time.
5 attack and is ranked like at the same level as Ditto. Pre-special split, Seadra is looking a lot closer to a Kingdra. Gen 1 competitive players obviously know how crazy Tauros can be.
Yeah, Tauros is insanely good in Gen 1. It gets nothing but crits.
And it ranks just bottom 31. And of course, Mr. Mime being down at 12 is just insane for how good psychic types are in general. But considering that Jinx can sweep the rest of the game and ranks 12th, well, it is without a doubt the most underrated Gen 1 Pokemon. But
yeah, I agree with that. I think he's right.
this just scratches the surface, because after we look at every game individually, we will determine what the most underrated Pokemon is of all time. Now, moving on.
I feel like the further you go into the franchise, the harder it is for a Pokemon to be really, really underrated. But based on usage stats, maybe it's just the Pokemon that are like harder to get, that you have to really go out of your way to get, that'll be the more underrated ones.
To Gold, Silver, and Crystal, we have a Pokemon that you overlook time and time again, and it is ridiculous.
Who is it? Is it Forit? Are they going to say Forit? Oh, I hope he says Forit.
Located on Johto's first route.
Let's
Sentret
go!
evolves into Forit at just
Yes!
level 15. And with 415 base stats, this is higher than basically anything you will have access to up until the Bugsy fight.
It's really bad late game, but let's not worry about that,
You
yeah?
can then stack for it with the Swift TM, and it obliterates Bugsy. And then you pick up Headbutt, and that just gives you better damage and flinch chance. But that's not even where this thing gets good, because you reach Goldenrod, you already have Defense Curl, and then you can teach it Rollout.
And I think it can learn Shadow Ball too, and Shadow Ball's physical in Generation 2 as well.
While I feel like
So it just completely owns Morty, single-handedly.
everyone is caught up in how good Whitney's rollout is, this is even better, because when you defense curl before using rollout, the power of the move doubles. This is just a free solo on Whitney and Morty.
That's so... Wait, that actually is so gorgeous and beautiful, using Rollout to destroy Whitney. That's got to feel so cathartic.
And if you've got the elite ball
Is he saying Rollout? He's Canadian, okay? That's what they say in Canada.
knowledge, you can set this thing up to sweep 5 of Red's 6 Pokemon. Now, Furret was the 31st of 110 Pokemon.
Okay, that's pretty high usage. I love that. You love to see people using Furret.
But it's
So yeah, that's not really underrated. If you're like I guess if you're top 30%, I take back what I said about Sandslash, that's not really underrated. If you're like top 30%, then it's probably not going to be the #1 most underrated of the whole generation, is it? And what's going to be, what do people even use in Gen 2? So many Pokemon are so bad. Like Dunsparce, Ariados. People use Ariados? Probably not. Fortress? Fortress feels too boring to use.
Likely that the majority of players picked it up and did not make full use of it, which is kind of similar to how many people who realize they're not actually subscribed to us. Now, the algorithm might bug out on you, but Johto's most underrated bug probably.
Well, Johto's most underrated. Is he going to say Ariados? There's no way. Didn't Ariados just win a tournament? I think it did, actually. But if we're talking about like gold and silver, surely it's not Ariados. Is it going to be? It's gonna be Fortress?
Won't. Okay, you're looking for a strong single stager bug. Maybe you're looking north of Goldenrod.
Okay, so wait, single stager. Okay. Oh, Yanma. He's gonna say Yanma. Did I just get water on my glasses? I think I got water on my glasses. He's gonna say Yanma, that's it.
Didn't already catch Heracross, you're thinking, yeah, Scyther. And that is exactly why everybody sleeps on Pinsir. Now, don't give me
Oh. Right. Sorry, I forgot that we could include the non-that generation Pokemon. My bad. Sorry.
You're wrong. Pinsir is not a top tier Pokemon, but with
it's really not
125 attack, it is downright cruel how low this guy is ranked. Okay, check this out. You've got Heracross and Pinsir stats pretty similar. You're thinking, yeah, but Heracross is part fighting. Guess what? Look at these learn sets. They're both absolute trash.
Yeah, I mean, well, okay, to be fair, for Heracross's benefit, you at least get a Mega Horn after you beat the champion. But you do get to use it in Kanto, so that's something.
And yet somehow in Johto, Heracross is the 10th highest ranked Pokemon, while Pinsir...
That's insane. What are you doing with Heracross in second gen? What in Gold and Silver, what are you doing with it? I guess you just use Horn Attack and like just hope for the best, really.
Is the 22nd lowest. Now I understand that this is Johto across both games, so maybe there is a skew towards Heart Gold Soul Silver.
Oh, it's not. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, in Heart Gold Soul Silver, Heracross is the man. That guy's insane.
Where it is obviously better. But in Gen 2, both of these guys are basically just headbot butts.
Headbutt bots. Say headbutt bots 5 times fast. Headbutt bots.
Headbutt bots. That's all they do. They just use strength and headbutt with their butts. So listen, the point I'm getting at is that Pinsir is way better than its ranking would have you believe. But it's probably not as underrated as Magmar of the Burned Tower. Now this is only for Gold and Silver, whereas in Crystal, you gotta do odd egg shenanigans, and that's no fun. But with just...
Wait, why would they do that? Why would they take it away in Crystal?
3 badges. This guy is crazy.
Crazy hard to catch as well. Like, you feel so accomplished when you catch this guy.
100 special attack, 93 speed, 95 attack. This is a profile almost as good as Typhlosion, except you get it 20 levels earlier. It also starts with Fire Punch, unlike, I don't know, Quilava running Ember right now. And you can teach it Thunder Punch as soon as you get it.
Yeah, it's kind of insane.
Needing to wait till level 36 for Typhlosion. As Typhlosion lovers know, Electric Fire
Magmar's always been a Pokemon that I've wanted to like, but he always makes me a bit uncomfortable. Like, his design just kind of puts me off a bit.
Is amazing for Johto, so getting it sooner is just like that much better. Great for Jasmine, Price, Will, Koga, Karen, and it can even take out 2 of Lance's Pokemon, which is really good for a fire type. And actually in Gold and Silver, Magmar is actually ranked as one of the best playthrough Pokemon. And yeah, it only places at 49 of about 110 available species before the Johto postgame.
I think people just don't think about Magmar very much. When they're playing through Johto, it's just not a Pokemon that's ever like occurred to me. I completely forgot that you could even get it in the Burn Tower.
But guys, I also think we gotta look at Dugong. Okay, from the
No, all right, let's be serious, guys. Dugong, really? What's Dugong doing?
The moment you catch it up through where it basically solos Champion Lance, this guy is a beast and nobody cares. Dugong obviously learns Surf, comes with Aurora Beam, and then is just one of 3 Pokemon with access to Ice Beam before the postgame. Now, Dugong is worse than Lapras and comes later, which is basically why it's so underused. But dude, Ice Water is so crazy for Claire, Will.
Yeah, but wouldn't you just use Lapras, though? There's really no reason not to just use Lapras.
Koga, Bruno, Karen, and again, solos everything hard to deal with on Lance's team. And despite that, it was the 28th least used Pokemon in Johto. Lance is really hard without an Ice type. It's a great Ice option, but it does come pretty late. And
When you go through like the ice cave and you see all the ice types in there, and if you have access to Lapras, which you do, I think Lapras is the Pokemon that you have to like catch on Fridays inside of a cave. So that's a bit like obscure and awkward and hard to get to. I feel like that's something that you really need to look up and plan beforehand. Like maybe you use Dugong if you're really lacking in options and you don't have a water type yet and you need something for Lance.
It's only giving you that utility
And you've completely forgotten about Lapras.
in the last 6 major fights. So, really good. But considering how early, how good, and how it's basically the only other fire option other than legendaries and gold and silver, it's got to go to Magmar. But as we move to
Yeah, there really aren't many fire options in Gold and Silver, is there? If you're not taking Typhlosion, it's a little bit hard to grab one for your squad.
Generation 3, we're going to see a Baton Pass setup sweeper that I have never seen anybody talk about before.
A Baton Pass setup sweeper. A Lumussi? Is it a Lumussi? Volbeat? What learns Baton Pass? Tropius? Tropius doesn't learn Baton Pass. Lanoon?
And while most of the underrated Hoenn Pokemon are water types, I actually want to start with one that isn't, and that's Lunatone. First of all, it is pretty early.
Wait, this thing looks oh no, it's gonna be later, okay.
Fully evolved Pokemon with decent 440 base stats.
Wow, I didn't realize that Lunatone had 95 special attack. That's actually that's well better than I thought it was. I always thought Solrock was the better one because Lunatone just looked like a defensive Pokemon to me. I will say Lunatone's design, the more I look at it, the more I like it.
Of course, though, a rock psychic type. And this is huge going into gyms: fire, normal, flying, and then psychic. It gets
His back sprite does make me a bit uncomfortable, though. It looks like it's got the evil eye and it's staring into my soul.
Throw Confusion and Psychic all at great levels, and then this is topped off with Hypnosis plus Ice Beam and Calm Mind via TM. It's not amazing, but as the 13th least used Pokemon in Hoenn, definitely underrated. However, a Pokemon that is more often used but still way more underrated is Whiscash. No one pays attention to Whiscash because of Swampert, and that's fair. And I'm not trying to say that Whiscash is better than Swampert, but Whiscash is.
It's if you're not going to choose Swampert, if, for some reason you've chosen Trico as your starter, then you can get a Whiscash.
Better than this line for part of the game. While Swampert gets Earthquake at 52 or through the Seafloor Cavern TM, Whiscash can get it by level up at 36.
Okay, pretty early on. It's got like no attack though, isn't it? It's not like 80 something attack.
Or if you catch a level 30 Barboach at Meteor Falls, you just give it one level, it learns Earthquake, and then instantly evolves. You can also then instantly give it Ice Beam.
No, I'm so sorry. We can't do this. We can't be doing this. That Tropius is below Whiscash's level. The Whiscash used a quad effective Ice Beam on it, and it didn't even kill it. Come now. What this can't be the footage we're using for. No, Whiscash is actually good, guys. I promise. Can't even kill a Tropius with Ice Beam.
I mean, obviously, Water Ground.
I'm sorry, the entire time you're using this, you're just thinking, I wish I had a Swampert.
Is insane. Now, I get why this thing is so underrated, but like the fact that this is one of the best Pokemon in the game and it ranked bottom 41 because of Swampert, I'm sorry, it's still crazy. Now, as the world's biggest Starmie stan, I've been waiting for a slot to insert Starmie into this video, and I think it's gotta be Hoenn. We all know how good Starmie is in Gen 1, because I talk about it all the time, but in Hoenn, it comes really late, like Super Rod in Lilycove.
Sorry, I love that animation. That was really funny.
Because of that, it places bottom 35. But at this point, you have a Water Stone to evolve Staryu, you have Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Surf. You can even buy Psychic to just give it the full set right here and now. That's then going into Tate and Liza, which you resist and hit very super.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. The only thing that really holds Starmie back is the lack of a good move set. That's the main thing that kind of holds it back. So if you can just like get some sick moves, then you're sorted. Oh, the other thing that holds Starmie back is that it doesn't use Code Pass at Gamer Subs, but you could. You could if you wanted to. Use Code Patterrz Gamer Subs to get money off your delicious caffeinated or caffeine-free beverages, your merchandise. There's so many things to enjoy on Gamer Subs, and you can save money using Code Patterrz.
Effectively, it is amazing for the water gym. It is amazing for the...
Yeah, the variety of moves it gets is really ridiculous. Oh, okay, so wait, hold on. This Starmie, who is 8 levels below this Flygon, is using Ice Beam on it. Let's see the result.
4 and...
Oh, it didn't kill. Okay, that kind of ruins the point that I was really trying to make there. Not gonna lie, I was really trying to dunk on Whiscash just one more time, but it kind of failed a little bit. It did more.
Dude, like a fast water type that knows Thunderbolt. Starmie is the only one, and Like, it is a marvel at how useful this is in a game that has just a lot of water. But with that said, as the
Some might say too much water. Some, not me, but some. Yeah, me too. I would say it too. Too much water. There's way too much surfing.
14th least used Pokemon in Hoenn, I think most people are shocked to hear that Gorbis is cracked. Now, the reason no one uses this guy is because it's hidden behind TM Dive and then a trade evolution. But learning
With an item as well, an item trade evolution, that's diabolical. They really wanted no one to use Gorbis or Clampo. They wanted not a single person to use
about
it.
Gorbis was like one of the most satisfying things for my brain. So, Clamperl comes with Iron Defense, while Gorbis has relearner access to Amnesia and Agility. And this alone is pretty neat.
Oh, I see the baton passer coming up here. So you can boost your defense, your special defense, and your speed.
Because with 114 special attack, 105 defense, Gorbis can pull off.
Wait, it's got 52 speed? What the hell? Why is it so slow? Why does it have so much physical defense? Are these two little breast clamshells protecting it that much? This looks weird and wrong. This looks like the defense and the speed should be flipped here.
Some really fun setup sweeps. But what's really the underrated of underrated things about this Pokemon is how cool it is to use with Baton Pass. This is the first like versatile Baton Passer. All the Gen 2 stuff is like you're doing one stat into another Pokemon. With Gorbis, you can fit it into any team. You can make a sweeper super bulky.
Yeah, this thing is insane. Genuinely. If you can baton, the only thing is you don't get any offensive boosts. But once you have like +6 defense, +6 special defense, +6 speed, you don't really need offense at that point, do you?
You can make a tank super fast. It's just so hilariously good. And yeah, there definitely are some other underrated Pokemon. You got Linen with Belly Drum, Torkoal, Grumpig, Pinsir again, maybe.
What does Grumpig do? Wait, what does Grumpig do? Is it a baton pass?
Perhaps even Sharpedo and Pelipper. But
Pelipper?
just due to how slept on this thing is,
Okay, I mean, I feel like Pelipper is adequately rated. I feel like people will use Pelipper and be like, yeah, it's all right. It's like a much, much worse Gyarados.
I'm giving it to Gorbis. Now, in Fire Red and Leaf Green, I think no Pokemon has a bigger glow up than Butterfree. Compound Eyes makes it 75% accurate sleep powder, 97.5. Basically, it's Spore. Butterfree has Spore, except Butterfree isn't a slow little nerd like Parasect. And if you get a foul,
Yeah, that's a bit mean. I wouldn't call him a nerd. He's kind of cool, you know. I feel a bit bad for Parasect considering it's basically been overtaken by like a zombie virus. But all right, I mean, I don't know. I feel bad for Parasect. I really do because it is arse and it's also a zombie.
this one, like, just game over for the entire of Fire Red. But that said, I think like people know about this, whereas like this game is only harder than Red and Blue. And so that just gives you even more reason to use Jinx, and people are still sleeping on it. Now, Gen 4 is where we're gonna see some Pokemon come into their own, but their prior performances will keep players from realizing that new potential. However, a new Pokemon that a lot of
Magmortar.
people sleep on is Bronzong. In Diamond and
Bro, yes, I was saying this. I used it. I literally used this in my green-only Nuzlocke of
Pearl, you can catch a
of
Bronzong
Platinum.
after the second.
Which, by the way, yeah, this is, if you don't know, by the way, this is green. Don't know how that happened, but it did, so what can we do? It's insanely good. Bronzong is really, really super sick.
Him while the next is fighting. This guy only has 24 in both attack stats, so even with extra sensory early, it's not doing a lot of damage, but it does at least have Hypnosis and Confuse Ray. But in later areas of Mount Coronet, you can
Look, I'm sorry. Why is this green? Show me the green. Where is it? Because I can't see
pick
it.
up a level 38 Bronzong, skip the grind entirely, and oh my god, this comes with Gyro Ball. I'm so
Gyro Ball.
sorry. It comes with being slow as good ball, Hypnosis, and then for TMs, it's like Psychic, Calm Mind, Toxic Screens,
Yeah, you can do some crazy stuff with this.
Earthquake, Shadow Ball, Rest, Sleep Talk, Rock Slide, Dream Eater. Like, it's Flash Cannon. This thing is like so unbelievably flexible with good
And it's like, it's not even bad. Like 89 attack is not that bad. It has one less attack point than Dracovish. Isn't that crazy?
stats, good moves, and the typing. Steel Psychic is already amazing, but Bronzong gets Levitate, so it has
I still think that Heat Proof should make you Heat Proof. It should make you immune to fire. 100%.
one weakness. in Gen 4. No, it's so stupid. It's amazing, and it ranked 31 of 98, which I think is definitely lower than what it deserves. But one Pokemon that really came into its own in Gen 4 and nobody talks about it is Machamp. This guy ranked
Really? Oh, no God. Yes, no God. No God Dynamic Punch. Insane.
63 of 90.
Bronzong should have gotten a Mega, not Chimecho. You know what? You might be right on that, because I feel like Mega Chimecho's not really doing much, is it? Like, why would you use Mega Chimecho over all the other Mega Evolutions? There's really not much of a reason to do that. But Mega Bronzong really could have done something.
8 for Sinnoh playthroughs, and actually ranked by Smogon is another S tier placement. You can pick up Machamp before Gym 1, which is just like, makes any Pokemon that much better, and then it crushes Grant. Sorry, Rourke, every goddamn time. Anyway, from here, fighting is just like generally good across the rest of Sinnoh. What makes Machamp so good in Gen 4 is that it gets the new ability No Guard. Both you and your enemy's moves now have a 100% chance of hitting, and 99% of the time, that is much better for you than it is the enemy. Because you get things like perfectly accurate.
This poor Machamp is 9 levels below the Garchomp, trying desperately not to die.
Dynamic Punch? Like, I mean, it's a fighting type, so it learns rock moves.
Machamp, literally, oh my God, Machamp scammed me for years. Machamp is the reason I thought that Stone Edge always hit Pokemon that were in the sky. Because the Machamp in Hot Gold Soul Silver that Bruno has would always hit my Pokemon when I use Fly, and I was like, oh, Stone Edge must just do that. It must just hit Pokemon that use Fly. I didn't know that it didn't until like 4 years ago. It's just because of No God. It's so good, though.
Every fighting type becomes perfectly accurate. And you put all this on a 130 attack Pokemon. Dude, it's just nasty. And listen, guys, I know you're about to actually me right now. I'm about to hit you back with this one. It's a trade Evo. No wonder nobody uses it. Guess what? You're actually wrong. Gengar.
You're actually wrong, idiot.
And Alakazam ranked 27th and 35th. Out of 9.
People just love Gengar. People have been loving Gengar for years.
What's actually cool is we have another unrealized fighter, ranking just above Machamp at 60.
It's not Lucario. Wait, unrealized fighter in Generation 4? And it's not Lucario? Wait, actually, no, hold on. It might be from a previous generation. I guess it could be from like Gen 3. I can only think of Conkeldurr right now, and it's definitely not Conkeldurr.
Of 9.
Oh, Pure Power. Of course. Obviously.
8. You can catch Meditite on Route 210 just before the fighting gym at level 29. And once you hit level 37 around Crash or Wake, this thing turns into a god.
It's stupid that it takes a level 37 to get a Medicham. It should be level 30.
Jump Kick at 32 now goes supremely hard. But crucially, you now have access to the move relearner in Pastoria, and Meditite can finally take advantage of its ability to relearn Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, Ice Punch. Listen, my fellow Gen 2 lovers, you thought it was over. You thought the reign of Triple Punch Alakazam was done, but Medicham brings it back. You think it's like 120 attack, but it really feels more like 130 and 140 after EVs are factored. It just cooks everything.
That's really good. To be fair, 2 levels below, hitting a Paloswine with Fire Punch, it does half. That's respectable damage there.
So freaking strong. You basically hit everything super effectively. It's fast enough to outspeed most stuff. It is a monster. Unfortunately, though, because it's a bit later and it does take that like grinding, its overall contribution is still not as high as Machamp's. And so in the Sinnoh games, it's Kanto Machamp that's gonna take it. Now in Heart Gold Soul Silver, Magmar unfortunately loses Thunder Punch, and it is just like, it is gone off the tiering because of that. One Pokemon.
Why would I lose Thunder Punch? I feel like fire and electric go hand in hand. You know how many electrical fires happen on a daily basis? Loads.
That does get a lot better is Mantine. 140 special defense. It's crazy. And 80 special attack is enough when you can instantly give it now Blizzard. With that said, though, I think Dugong's gonna take.
Do you like missing moves? Well, we've got the Pokemon for you.
Take it. Guy uses its bulk really well, and Stab Ice Beam is just so big for Lance. So most underrated Heart Gold Soul Silver Pokemon is Dugong. All right.
No, not again. I'm sorry. I'm just like a Dugong here, which is crazy because I love sea lions. I love seals. I love that whole like family of creature. But Dugong just so milk toast. Is that the word? Milk toast to me.
I gotta get my white shirt. All right, ladies and gentlemen, black and white. As always, Unova, fails to disappoint. First two Pokemon we need to talk about for Unova are Sock and Throw. Imagine if in a Kanto game, you beat Brock, you go on to the next route, and you just catch a Hitmonlee. That is what Sock and Throw are to Gen 5. These are semi-rare encounters right after the first gym.
You do get these really early, and it is literally perfect to use against the second normal type gym leader too.
You get them in either of the.
Oh my god, those stats are really good. Oh, they fully went min-max in here. Do not even try click and focus blast on this guy. It won't just miss. If it lands, it'll heal your opponent.
Stats are just absolutely bonkers for like the next several hours of the game.
Throw is ridiculously good.
Also just remains quite good through the rest of the game, especially like Bryson, Grimsley, and gets this. Now, Throw is the bulkier and the slower one. Probably overall less good, but still amazing, especially if you get one with Guts. Meanwhile, though, Sock has the better profile, but also comes with Sturdy, which is amazing. You can also do some
Sturdy Sock was always so annoying to me. At Gen 5 Sturdy actually made me angry so much.
Super crazy counter setups to just like cook some really strong opponents. They're both fantastic, and it's crazy that they're not like the most used Pokemon in the game. But how about Lasagna Bug? Crystal 6.2.
What? Oh, Crustle! I've never used a Crustle before.
2% usage makes sense given it's an early bug Pokemon and Dwebble itself is not particularly good. You catch.
Yeah, I feel like there's not a huge amount of Crustle fans out there. As much as it hurts to say, does it hurt to say? I don't think it does.
Very early in the Desert Resort at level 22. This is an issue because there's just so many other good, better Pokemon at this area, like Drillbur, Baby Darumaka. Sandile is here too. Like it's
What's Crystal's stats like? Are they like usable stats? Ooh, 105 attack is not bad. Really bulky. Obviously like really slow. I just feel like people generally try not to use slower Pokemon in playthroughs because it's a little bit more annoying to use slower Pokemon in playthroughs. People generally will trend towards like faster ones just so they can like attack faster. I know I would. I'm very impatient when it comes to playing these games.
It's a tough competition, but Crustle is actually pretty good. Comes with Smackdown and then Stealth Rocks, which is so useful for the Elisa fight, which is probably at least the hardest gym fight in the game. But Crustle's big claim to fame is access to Sturdy and Shell Smash. Sturdy guarantees this thing can't get one shot to set up a Shell Smash. And then for those that don't know, Shell Smash, it's so stupid. You decrease your defenses by 1 stage to boost your speed and both attacks by 2. Like this setup is so good if you know what you're doing. You can sweep multiple gyms with it. It is insane, and people just do not give this thing the credit it deserves. But there is perhaps a more slept on.
Also, Crustle's a little ugly. And I think that also has an effect on people's perceptions and how they use different Pokemon too.
And it
is ugly, let's be honest.
Escavalier. As a trade Evo, that
it's another slow Pokemon. It's a lot of slow Pokemon on this list.
Requires you to trade another Pokemon that you can only get in the opposite game. I'm sorry, that's confusing. To get this, you need to trade a Carablast with someone, and you can only get Shelmet in the opposite game.
How are people supposed to figure this out? I bet there's like one stupid little NPC that's like, wow, I got traded a Shelmet for my Carablast, and now they evolved. Whoa, that's so crazy. But let's be honest, we're not talking to every NPC in the game.
So this thing is like 0.5% usage, totally justified. Why would you want to go out of your way to do that? Well, Scavalier is actually pretty damn good. Part of the Caesar gang, the dude has 9 resistance.
Damn, look at these resistances, immunities, quad resistances, super good typing.
With just one
weakness as well.
Weakness to fire. It's got amazing bulk with 105 in defenses and 70 HP. And it's a Unova Pokemon, so you know it's always gonna cook. 135 physical attack. Dude learns Slash, Iron Head, X Scissor, Swords Dance, Return, Aerial Ace, Poison Jab, and overall is just a menace. Is it worth the high effort to get like...
I mean, it's cool. Its design is very sick. Like, it would feel good to use apart from the low speed.
No? There are Pokemon that will beat the game for you and ask less. But considering this is the 15th least used Pokemon, nobody uses it. Nobody knows how good it is. It's so fun when you realize, like, holy shit. That is the energy we're going for in this ultimately, like, qualitative analysis video. I gotta give it to the man. Now, as for the sequels, Skill Link Chinchino is really solid, but...
Yeah, I don't think anyone's using that thing, to be honest.
Can we talk about Pinsir for a second?
Dude, we've been talking about Pinsir so much. It's so funny.
Pinsir's now finally gotten its...
Pinsir finally got a Bug-type move. It only took 5 generations, but we did it! Yes! Good job, guys! They finally figured out how to put a bug type move on Pinsir. Ah, what a great day. They should have given Pinsir like a signature move to do with its horns. Like, I don't know, like Crush or something like that. Crush Squish. Squish Crush. That's just a bug type move that only Pinsir gets.
Great.
And it deals like a lot of damage, traps you, and deals overturn damage. Thoughts? Like Grapple Lock, but it does damage.
Easy learn set. And as a versional exclusive, it is Ocha.
Grapple Lock doesn't do overturn damage, but you know what I mean.
By Heracross. But the dude is 125 attack, great bulk, good enough speed, amazing moves. Pinsir kinda cooks in the sequels. And honestly, the man just doesn't get anything. So guys, I think we gotta give it to him for Black and White 2. Now with that said, X and Y is a really surprising game. Oh, don't worry. There we go. So I was expecting in X and Y that a lot of Pokemon would be slept on just due to the fact that the heavy hitters of the game would like suck the oxygen out of the room.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Mega Evolutions that would get a lot of love, like the starters, the Kanto starters, big like Talonflame and all that. Surely no one is using like Aromatisse or Spritzy or anything like that, right?
You know, out of the room for the non-mega Pokemon. The ratings are way more balanced than I would expect, and we only have 2 contenders. One Pokemon I was surprised to see so low is Barbracle. For a game with less than 4.
Wow. I mean, it's really ugly. Like, it makes people uncomfortable. It's got bad vibes, generally. Very bad
40
vibes.
new Gen 6 families. This guy was the 90th most used of the game's 229 total. Not awful, but for how few Pokemon this game has, you could
I swear I used the Barbaracle when I got the game. I swear I
say
did.
I was shell-shocked. That's what this thing's got going on for it. It once again has Shell Smash. You've got 105 attack, solid, very solid bulk. Water Rock offensively is really good moves, and you put that on Shell Smash, you have the fundamentals of a really good Pokemon. Unfortunately,
Did it just Shell Smash and then it used Stab Rock Tomb on a flying type Pokemon and it did just over half? Wait, why is it doing such little damage?
this thing struggles. You catch a Binnacle just before the second gym, and
God, Binacle is maybe the ugliest Pokemon that's ever existed. I'm sorry, I have to say it. It is disgusting.
after that, you've got Fighting, 4 times super effective Grass, and then Electric. Also, Binnacle doesn't evolve until level 39. So, like, if you just
And that's also stupid. Like, who is using Binacle until level 39? What's up
want
with
to let
that?
it sit in your back party and help when it can, it will eventually, like, clear things. But it takes a while to get there. But a Pokemon that perhaps brings it around a little bit better is actually Mr. Mime. Gen 6, Mr. Mime gets fair.
This is the first time I've ever heard anyone talk about Mr. Mime.
Typing, and this brings it back up to being a very good Pokemon. This guy comes before Gym 3 in Reflection Cave, and while you could catch Mr. Mime itself evolved here, the big brain play is actually to get a Horde Mime Jr. encounter. That's a 22 Mr. Mime versus an 11 Jr., but you get 3 perfect IVs. On top of that, you can
Wait, what? I did not know that. I did not know you got perfect IV. Do you always get perfect IVs from Horde encounters? This is news to me. God, he learns something new every day. Look at us. Look at us learning today.
even get its hidden ability Technician, and you evolve
Yeah, Technician's really good too.
at level 15 with an EXP share that's really not that bad. And then obviously this is going into the fighting gym, which you 4 times resist. I mean, pick whatever move you want, you clear this gym. And since Kanto, Mime's learn set has only gotten better.
Again, this is just another case of ugly Pokemon, bad vibes. And why would you use Mr. Mime when God of War's right there if you want a Psychic Fairy type? With all the other Fairy type Pokemon in the game, with your Sylveons, with your new introduced Pokemon, with your Mega Evolutions, people just aren't using Mr. Mime, really.
Dude has
But I guess that doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. Just because something is not used doesn't mean it's not bad.
access to Solar Beam, Thunderbolt, Thunder Shock.
They say Solar Beam.
Set
Really?
has only gotten better. Dude has access to Solar Beam, Thunderbolt, Thunder, Shadow Ball.
What the hell is he doing with Solar Beam? I'm sorry, Mr. Mime, where did you find that? Where have you got that from?
Psychic Brick Break if you're crazy, Aerial Ace if you're crazy, Energy Blast, Focus Blast, Thunder Wave, Infestation, Dazzling Gleam, and on and
Infestation? What is a Mr. Mime infesting you with? Infestation's like a bug type move that infests you with, I would assume like the larvae of a bug. What is Mr. Mime infesting you with?
on. With that, like, Fairy is really good through this game, and there's just so many other ways you can build it
His fingers? Oh, that's an awful thing to read.
to fit into your team. With that said, actually, no, that's it. It is definitely the most underrated Pokemon, and it's probably not even close. I know you're gonna what about me on Azumarill. Azumarill is cracked, but everybody knows Azumarill.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Azumarill is not underrated. Azumarill is perfectly well rated. Everybody knows that Azumarill is great.
It's cracked. It goes to Mr. Mime. Now, Oras is a really cool game in that things have changed so much since Gen 3. There's 2 Pokemon that are really, really worth talking about.
Mega Altaria. Boom. That's my guess right now. Mega Altaria or Mega Aggron.
Zangoose has an 8
All right, never mind. I guess it's Zangoose.
7% usage and can be caught on Route 14 before Meteor falls. Like in Ruby, Zangoose is really good. It's actually probably underrated because it used to only be in Ruby. But, little trick of the trade, if you're a professional, if you use the Dex Nav, you can get a hidden ability Zangoose that comes with Toxic Boost. This is Guts, but only for the poison status. So if it's poisoned, its attacks all get a 50% boost. And the TM from Norman.
And you get Facade too. Yeah, that'll make it really strong. What do you get the Toxic Orb for this game, from this game, though? You have to, like, pre-poison your Zangoose every single time. Where's my Mega Zangoose? Your Mega Zangoose is in one of Dylan's videos. I swear Dylan made a Mega Zangoose, didn't he? So if you want to see Mega Zangoose, that's where you need to go. Oh, no. Or did he make an evolution? It might be an evolution for Zangoose. Either way, it's a bigger Zangoose.
Facade, which stacks on top, and you basically just have a brand new Guts Facade Swallow. The other Pokemon that I think is worth mentioning is Mega Medicham. With the Lotties, it makes sense.
So he is gonna put Mega Evolutions in this. Okay. I feel like Altaria was like... Altaria is so bad. But Mega Altaria is really good, though.
That some Megas would go under the radar, and like this thing is about as good as a Mega Alakazam. Okay, we all know Pure Power, it's really strong, but on Mega Medicham, whatever your actual real attack stat is, that is doubled. So it's like, as long as you're not rocking...
How much of an attack boost did Medicham get when it goes Mega Medicham? It's even like, I swear it has like 80 or was it 60? Oh, it has 60 and then it goes up to 100. Yeah, oh, it's pretty good actually. Man, Medicham stats are really bad. It needs Pure Power so bad, but like 100 with Pure Power and decent speed, so it's not slow like Mawile. Like Mega Mawile is my favorite Mega Evolution. I love that guy. Or maybe Mega Frostlass now, because I really like Mega Frostlass too. But 100 speed and 100 attack with Pure Power, can't deny, that's really good.
Some, I don't know, like modest negative attack Medicham. That 200 is looking even higher than that, especially after EVs. Oh my God, it's so strong. It gets 100 speed, which is now totally good enough. It's crazy.
Ooh, it one-shot a Milotic? Wow, pretty good.
It's also kind of late though. You're not getting it until Mount Pyre, where you've also got like, you know, a bunch of Megas coming before that. So while Mega Medicham is crazy good, I actually think it should go to Zangoose just because it's one of the best Pokemon before the sort of Mega Parade. Okay.
Zangoose is tough because you need a special hidden ability Zangoose, and then you have to pre-poison your Zangoose or give it like a Toxic Orb on Protects.
Generation 7, Comfey might be the least known Pokemon of all time.
It's just, Comfey's just kind of boring to use, isn't it?
Have you ever seen this thing before? I don't know, man.
It's also just the head. It's the flowers aren't even a part of the body.
Might not be real. In seriousness though, this thing is way better than people give it credit for. It's pretty rare.
Is Comfey actually good?
At 5%, doesn't come until the Lurantis trial. And with its learn set, you'd think it would be Fairy Grass. It's actually just a pure fairy, so I get why nobody uses it. But not having grass type is actually like one of its biggest things, is because like pure fairy is way better than fairy grass would be through the rest.
Damn it, tank that poison jab. That's a +1 poison jab too.
Why is this thing slept on? Well, first of all, it's actually got a pretty cool build. It's got 485 bases, but they're
52 attack is so bad. Actually, it's really good, especially. And it's faster than I thought it would be too.
Well distributed with 100.
Yeah, triage is insane. Allowing you to go first on healer moves is just ridiculous.
Speed, 82 special attack, and very solid bulk in 90 and 110 special defense. Yeah, you're looking at it, you're like, that has a low defense. But this thing is like a healing focused Pokemon, and its ability triage gives you priority on healing moves. So with those high defenses, Comfey makes really good use of HP as long as it's constantly healing, and it's actually...
Yeah, Draining Kiss is a really good healing move too. It gives you like half or like 70% of what you drain, which is like a lot more than like Giga Drain.
A way better Pokemon than I think people give it credit for in the context of a playthrough. Another Pokemon you gotta talk about though is Magmortar. This is a game with really
forgot Magmar was even in that game.
Archetypes. You've got, obviously, Incineroar, but there's also, like, Salazzle, Alolan Marowak, Arcanine.
Hey, let's go! My goat is mentions. Lovely, I love that. The thing is, though, in singles, all of these Pokemon are like, they're like fine. I think a Alolan Marowak with the Thick Club is kind of insane. Incineroar, just by itself as the starter, isn't as good as VGC would lead you to believe.
These guys have a pretty firm hold on the fire-type market share, and so Magmortar, who you need to get like a 5% Magmarizer held item for, is just something that kind of slips through the cracks. But it's also Magmortar with just like amazing stats, so no one uses it. But with that said, there is a bird that breaks Alola.
Toucanon? No, not I think that Araquanid deserves to be on this list. Because I feel like people aren't giving Araquanid the love it deserves, especially in like playthroughs. Araquanid can be crazy good in playthroughs. Also, it's slow, so people aren't really using Araquanid as much either.
To its core. And while people know about it, I don't think they really grasp just how good it is in Gen 7. Because this is the generation that introduced weather abilities on common Pokemon.
Weather abilities? Oh, what's good? I'm trying to think of what it could be. I don't know.
And Pelipper.
Oh, well, Pelipper. Right. Yeah, now that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, Pelipper's crazy with Drizzle.
Is the inheritor of Drizzle. When Pelipper takes the field, you get 5 turns of rain, which increases damage on all water moves and nerfs fire. Now, Wingull is an early catch with an early evolution, meaning that you get what used to be reserved for like the god of the sea Kyogre at level 25 on a big dumb bird. I'm not really a fan. It is so stupid though. Like
I was always wondering why Pelipper of all Pokemon gets Drizzle. Like, why does the water bird get it? How does it call upon the rain? Is there a lore reason as to why?
You can build a water team around this, just make Primarina that much better. Stack a fast Thunder user on the team, have them swap in, you get perfectly accurate Thunder. And even Pelipper is really good because it not only gets boosted water damage, but its Hurricane becomes 100% accurate. And like,
it still does no damage.
Pelipper is one of those Pokemon that's kind of like
because it's big milk. Ah, true. He delivers the rain along with the milk. I forgot about that.
Cruising the ocean tentacool vibes. You know, you've just seen it a million times. You run away from it. You don't think about it. That's why it places 74 of 148, despite being like an absolute.
That's still like not too bad though.
For Sun and Moon, and actually for that matter, the Ultras as well. Now, as far as the Let's Go games go, Jinx is still so good. Now, there's also Raticate, who's honestly always been a pretty underrated Pokemon, but with the
I think Raticate is one of the best, like, Route 1 little rat creature things. Because what's the competition? Ferret's also good. Wait, what is it in Gen 3? Oh, Zigzagoon. Lanoon is, like, good if you have extreme speed and belly drum, and that's kind of it. And then Obstagoon is also, like, kind of mid. And then you have, like, Watchog sucks. No one likes Watchog. The Barrel is more of a HM slave. You've got Yungoos, and no one is using Yungoos. Let's be honest. No one is using Yungoos.
Addition of Alolan Rattata being available before Misty. Ugh. You've got early bite, kind of clears her Starmie, and then there's just so much like Alakazam spam, and like Psychic type is still pretty good in this game. We don't actually really have data for the
Watchog is awesome. I think that you might be the actual first person to ever say this. I think we found Watchog's singular fan. Astro, I respect you. I respect that you have the courage to say it, because you might be the only one.
Games, but just for vibes of switching it up, I think we're gonna give it to Alolan Raticate. Now, as for Sword and Shield, this is kind of where the data officially ends. But I do think that like in its modern day state, the community has a pretty good hold on what is good and what isn't. Since we don't have data, I'll just list a few Pokemon of my personal thoughts. One is Hatterene. I think that
I feel like people really like Hatterene though, because it gets Trick Room for 29 speed, 136 attack. It's really bulky. I feel like Hatterene is really good. Psychic Fairy. I mean, you could just go God of War, but Hatterene is like stronger than God of War.
People see its speed and kind of sleep on it, but the leftovers is like really easy to get. And when you stack that with like Draining Kiss, it is a really solid Pokemon. I think Phalanx is also a little slept on solely because of its awesome signature move, No Retreat, that
Phalanx's vibes are impeccable. Oh, I love it so much.
Boosts all its stats. Honestly, I think I was even kind of harsh on Inteleon in a recent video. Like,
no, you can be harsh on Inteleon. That's okay. You can be harsh on Inteleon. I will say, I think Gekwa is going to absolutely clear the entire Sobble evolution line. I've only seen Gekwa, but already it's like Sobble is like Gekwa that we have at home. Gekwa is just so much cooler than it, and I've only seen one very short trailer.
Fast, high special attacking water kind of clears Galar. There's also Galarian Wheezing.
This thing is great. The ability to remove abilities entirely, super underrated. Poison Fairy, really good typing too, very bulky.
This is a neat one because like it's so known to be well good in competitive, but because coughing didn't get its own form, I think a lot of people just like completely overlooked this when they saw it in Galar. Obviously, the big thing with this guy is that it gets a new ability, Neutralizing Gas, and that basically stops abilities from working. So like you remove Dreadnought's Swift Swim, Kabu's Arcanine gets no Intimidate, B's Hitmontop like loses Technician, pretty much negates all of Alistair's team.
Apparently neutralizing gas is already, as apparently it's neutralizing the frame rate
Besides
too.
Gengar, Sturdy, what's
the footage is struggling a little
this
bit.
thing definitely contributes a lot more than people care to think about. But a Pokemon like I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about ever is Barraskewda.
Yes! Oh my god, no one has ever mentioned Barraskewda. I feel like I've been Barraskewda's single warrior. Do you guys know the meme that's like, if Barraskewda has 1 million fans, then I'm part of that 1 million. If Barraskewda has 5 fans, then I'm part of that 5. If Barraskewda has no fans, it's because I am dead. I've been hopping on Barraskewda for so long now. I'm so happy to see a little bit of recognition, just a little bit.
Actually, this is probably because it's just like another fish. You look at it and you're like, this is just another of 800 pure water type.
But look at the stats though.
Fish. You know what I mean? Like it's just the vibes thing. As a water type, you're always competing with the game's starter and Gyarados. But this thing is fast and strong, which actually makes it a really solid replacement if you're not using.
Listen, if we're gonna pull, I need to pull up the stats. I need to show you guys the light. Look at this, 123 attack and 136 speed. We are so min-maxed in this. If you combine this with Terrestrialization or Dynamax, it's just insane. You Dynamax it, set up the rain, it's over. You sweep so easily. Because if you set up the rain, you can get Swift Swim up and you're already fast and everything, so you don't really need it, but then you can get the power boost from the rain as well. Propeller Tail is a bit of a useless ability though. Propeller Tail just says Pokemon's moves can't be redirected. It's a bit weird and useless. Like, okay, I bypassed Rage Powder. Wow, so impressive.
Sobble. But to start off, Barracuda comes with Aqua Jet and Peck, which is really great for early
I'm sorry, Peck, what?
bugs and grass types. But do you know how cracked Barraskewda is? You get 80 power dive at 24, it evolves at 26, and you get 123 attack and 136.
Give Barraskewda a Mega Evolution. You won't regret it, I promise. People asking where the Gamer Subs is. I already did the Gamer Subs promotion for this video. I can't do it twice. People get mad at me if I do it more than once.
Speed. Also, like, so
But, you know, I mean, if you want to use code Patterrz, then I suppose you can at Gamer Subs. You know.
overkill, but if you're Dynamaxing this thing, Max Geezer.
Max Giza? Oi! Oi! That's a bloody Max Giza, ain't it?
I'm so bad at pronouncing words, like genuinely, I'm sorry. It's like, I just the thing I suck at.
That's a Max Geezer over there. Bloody hell.
I don't do it for engagement. I just said Max Geezer. Max Geyser. Actually, for those wondering, I recently got a hair transplant, so had some videos scheduled. I haven't recorded in like over a month, and I just like, I just miss it, and it's got me in such a goofy mood today, but like I'm just laughing at myself so hard. Anyway, with that said, Max Geezer gives you rain. Barraskewda doesn't need Swift Swim, but it gets Swift Swim. Goes up to 272 base speed. If this was Gen 1, that would be like underflow break the game kind of shit. But yeah, it's dude, Barraskewda's so slept on. Okay for Milo with Peck, neutral to Nessa, destroys Kabu, dark for Alistair, neutral to B, neutral to Opal, obliterates Gordy, resists Melanie, then Brick Break beats Piers. Of course, you've
It gets Brick Break? This creature is so weird. Its moveset is so strange. It gets Poison Jab, Psychic Fangs. This is such a weird moveset. Drill Run. Okay, Close Combat. What are we doing? Sir, what are we doing? Throat Chop. This is such a weird moveset, but it's hilarious. I think the only thing holding Barraskewda back is its design is very like mediocre. It's like a very whatever design. If they gave it a Mega Evolution, that'd be sick.
got Ice Fang for Rayhan. It's just a really good Pokemon. Craig vouches for this as well. Most underrated Sword and Shield Pokemon. Okay.
True. You know what? Round of applause. I love that. Wonderful. Best video ever.
Now, as for BDSP, this is just the same game as Diamond and Pearl. Nothing changes. So it's still Machamp. Then from here we have PLA. You can use whatever you want, guys. It's not meant to be a difficult game. So you know what? Carnivine.
Yeah! all right. You know what? I love that little bit of Carnivine Enjoyer. I think Carnivine should get an evolution. I really do. It'd be very cool. You know, it grows some more heads. That'd be kind of sick.
Yeah, he's not good, but no one ever uses him. And in PLA,
Barraskewda or Veluza, don't fucking ever, do not ever compare Barraskewda to Veluza. Okay, how dare you?
you can use Carnivine. So yeah, Carnivine is the most underrated Pokemon in Pokemon Legends Arceus because we said so. Now, last game before the big dogs, Scarlet and Violet, and then we get to our final ranking. But before that, we have Legends ZA. So many early, underrated, crazy, cracked Pokemon. I'm thinking Florges. Floyd is available at the start of the game. You get it at level 20.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the non-Mega Evolution Pokemon are underrated because you just want to use Mega Evolvable Pokemon. It makes the game so much easier. It makes it easier to do the boss battles. They're all new and interesting and fun and cool. So you're probably not going to use Florges, even though Florges is still like a really good Pokemon.
When your team is literally level 10, you can relearn Moonblast on it and then walk to like an adjacent building, give it its evolution stone, and get Florges. That is so stupid. So Florges takes ZA. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have our last game, Scarlet and Violet.
Flamigo. Actually, Flamigo probably isn't underrated because I think people like Flamigo, but also Flamigo is like the #1 speedrun Pokemon for Scarlet and Violet, I'm pretty sure. People get Flamigo and they speedrun the entire game with just that.
On which we can then determine what is the most underrated Pokemon of all time. Mabostiff is a Pokemon that I don't
I was just going to pause it there. Mabostiff is a Pokemon and then just moves on to the next one.
Get a ton of use, and that always surprises me. And that is really for no other reason outside of not only Mabostiff, but also
yeah, but Mabostiff is kind of like Arven's vibe. You know, you don't want to step on his steez.
Mastiff having Intimidate. Yes, Dark is really good through the league. It actually also has really good stats.
Oh, it has way more speed than I thought it did, actually. Has decent defense, pretty good attack, pretty good speed. You know, its base stat total is not that bad.
But super early Intimidate, the value of that across a game is just insane. And I'm surprised that like not as many people use it. You also have Orthworm. 65.
Yeah, I mean, people do like Orthworm though, right? Like a body press, 145 defense. It's got Earth Eater. Earth Eater is ridiculously good. It's got Shed Tail to help you set up. I feel like people generally like Orthworm.
Low HP and 55 special defense makes for something that on paper looks like it's gonna struggle. But honestly, again, this thing is just saved by an ability. Earth Eater. This flips a weakness into ground into not neutral, not a resistance, not even an immunity.
It heals
but
you.
An immunity that heals you. How does that feel, Primal Groudon? Orthworm, though, is also, like, really good. Comes with Bulldoze and Iron Head on catch. Then you get access to Dig, Iron Tail, Earthquake plus Rock Moves, Body Slam, Stealth Rocks. As a Steel type, it's always going to be pretty good. And then where it really excels is actually in the E4. However, there's actually another dog that we got to look at.
There's more dogs in them.
Houndstone. The pre-Evo.
Yes. Okay, Last Respects. Surely anybody that looks at Last Respects understands how good Houndstone is. That's all you need. Last Respects, if you have like 3 Pokemon fainted, that's a 200 base power move. That's insane. If it's the last Pokemon on your team, that's 350. 350. That is way stronger than Explosion. It's insane.
Of this guy, Graveyard, can be found in West Province Area 3, which is certainly not early, and it definitely looks like a Pokemon that you would catch on an early route. That plus like not.
Yeah, it's not super slow. It's got decent bulk. It's got 101 attack. So that Last Respects with Stab and Terra, it just kills everything. It kills absolutely everything. Give it a Choice Scarf and it's over.
Super awesome speed. Definitely
not 350, it's 300. No, it's 350 because it has a base power of 50 and then you add 50 for every. Oh, no, you're right. Sorry, I'm stupid. It is 300 because you can't have every Pokemon in your team faint. It's 5 Pokemon that faint. It takes up to 300. You're right. You're completely right. Sorry, it's not 350. It's 300. But still, 300 is stupidly powerful. Plus Stab, and then you throw Terra on top of it too. It's not even like got a weak physical attack. Like Tinkaton's physical attack is really weak, and it uses Gigaton Hammer. Can you believe they nerfed Tinkaton so much? Gigaton Hammer has 160 power. It can only be used every other turn, and it has 75 attack. Houndstone has way more attack. It can use Last Respects every single turn. It's Ghost type, which is really good. and it can get up to 300 power. That's actually making me realize how nerfed Tinkaton actually was. I kind of feel bad for Tinkaton now.
Makes sense why, like, nobody is talking about this dude. I mean, that is nobody except for people that are in the know. Because while Houndstone is, like, not great for normal route clearing, it makes up for that with its just exceptional boss fight performance. On evolution, Houndstone gets the move Last Respects. Last Respects starts at 50 power and then gains 50 more power per.
With this in Rage Fist, they really took the ghost type and were like, what if we make it cracked out the wazoo? Like, what if we did backflips on it? What if we did tricks on the ghost type?
Per fainted ally. So if you got a party of 6 and all 5 of your Pokemon go down, it's down to graveyard. This has 300 base power plus stab. So basically, for gym fights, Houndstone is this awesome thing to put on your team because it's just like an auto kind of like win card if you're in a really bad position. It may be slow, but it's a bulky ghost type, so it's never getting one shot. It comes out and it just clears your opponent's ace. But that's not even the best part, because a lot of cases in gym fights, like 450 base damage is just so stupidly overkill. But against the alternate major bosses that have way more health, it's not overkill at all. It's actually like, yes, I would like a 450 base power move. And so, you know, you're on your last legs, Houndstone comes out and boom, dead. And so considering how...
Wait, I want to see a clip of that. I want to see a clip of Houndstone just one shot in one of the rev rooms.
This guy used. I think it is the most underrated Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. But that doesn't answer our final question. What is the most underrated Pokemon ever? The way that I'm thinking about it is like kind of adding up that like use to good.
It's got to be Barraskewda, right? Like, it has to be Barraskewda. No, okay. I'll accept for it. Actually, no, I don't know, because for it, while useful, isn't like stupidly good.
This ratio and just adding that up across all
Pelipper? Oh, no, I hope it's not Pelipper.
games it appears in, kind of. So, for example, our runner-up, who is Pinsir. This is a Pokemon that is often at like the very bottom.
I saw that he's gonna glaze Pinsir again, isn't he? Just before Pinsir popped up on screen. That's really funny. I hope it's Barraskewda. It's not gonna be Barraskewda. I hope it's Houndstone.
Bottom of used and always ranking at least in like the middle of its actual performance. The dude is underrated and it really is sad. I love Pinsir. I need to give him an honorable mention because yeah, I actually do think people sleep on Pinsir. Now, taking the podium at number 3, this is going to be Medicham. Medicham is...
Yeah, Medicham is stupidly good. I mean, I feel like people don't use Medicham.
Absolutely busted for Diamond and Pearl.
Like, we all know that Medicham is good, but we never, like, act on it.
Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and Oraz. And considering how good it is usually very middle of the road or even, like, bottom third of use. And I think really the big thing that holds it back from being, like, a top-tier Pokemon is just that, like, late level 37 evolution.
Yeah, using Meditite until level 37 is a drag. That just makes it sad.
Taking Silver at number 2, it's gonna go to Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime is, again...
It's gonna be Jinx. It's what it is. It's gonna be Jinx because Jinx is so good in Generation 1 games.
Like, so stupidly slept
That's
on
my guess,
in
Jinx.
all 3 of the Kanto games. It is basically always an S-tier Pokemon. And then it also comes back for Gen 6 to be really solid. But
never mind, I take it back. It's not gonna be Jinx.
But outside of these games, it's just okay. And I think when you look at just how huge the divide is for the top spot, like, it's kind of just not even a question. This Pokemon is bottom tier use for all 3 Kanto games.
It is Jinx.
Of the best Pokemon in all 3 of those games. But it's also a monster in both Johto games where we specifically didn't talk about it to talk about it right here. Psychic Ice with Crazy Sleep is just so damn good in not just Kanto, but also in like Gold, Silver, Crystal, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Then I think what really locks this in is the Pokemon just kind of never really appears again. And that's really because like...
Yeah, I feel like it's been a long time since I've seen Jinx, and there's probably a reason for that. They don't want the controversy.
Nobody ever used it. Game Freak saw it, nobody cared about it, nobody wanted to run it. So they're like, we won't put it in the rest of our games. So yeah, it really is just not even a question. Jinx has one of the best performances in the games where you get it. So it is for that reason that I am really happy, honestly, to bestow the title of most underrated Pokemon of all time.
Okay, I was gonna look at its stats. Jinx's stats are not that bad. 115 special attack is crazy. I feel like they could have bumped up its defense here. It's only 455 stats, which feels like really, really low. So for how low its base stat total is and for how much of an effect it can have on the game, I totally get that.
To, of course,
It feels like it should be much worse than it actually is.
Then Jinx. Guys, you made it all the way through. Thank you.
Yay! Well, thank you so much, Smith. Let's have a look at the comments. I just know he's mentally preparing for the hair comments. Smith plays hair DLC incoming. He said that he had a hair transplant, which is very cool, very cool. I am too scared to get a hair transplant, honestly. I am far too scared. I know that Vinny got one too. I'm just too scared. I think there may have been other reasons why Game Freak would want to leave Jinx in the first gens. Yeah, I feel like it's a Pokemon that's like, we don't need to bring this guy back. We've got 1,000 of the other fellas. We can leave that one in the past. Sandslash is really cute though. I feel like Sandslash, I've discovered today how good Sandslash is. Hey, subscribe to the channel, please. I would really appreciate that. Subscribe right now to more Patterrz and to Smith. That'd be cool.